Google Ads for beginners. How to create your campaign step by step. In this video session, I'm going to show you how you can create better campaigns and understand the settings that will help you to spend less but get more results from your Google Ads campaigns. In the previous video session, I've shown you the important account settings. So if you haven't watched that tutorial, you definitely want to watch that tutorial as well, okay? So let's go and create our campaign by pressing on this plus icon. Then we can create campaign. The latest Google Ads user interface, it actually guides you through the setup process. So that's highly intuitive. Let's imagine you're an e-commerce operator and you're selling products. Then sales may be your objective. Or let's say you're a local business and you want to drive people to your local store. And you can select that and let Google Ads guide you. If you're starting out, perhaps website traffic. Understand that with Google Ads, you can create many different campaigns if you want. You can pause the current campaigns, or you can even delete and create new ones, okay? Yeah. Regardless of which you choose, Google Ads will inform you as to create conversions. And I've shown you the settings for that in the previous video session. Because you don't just want to advertise your website. In fact, most beginners make a mistake by just advertising their homepage. That's a mistake you don't want to do in most cases, even if you're a local business or an e-commerce operator. Instead, you want to have a landing page specifically designed for Google Ads. So then, let's create a campaign without guidance so that I can show you all the settings manually. Here you have your campaign type. Search is Google search. So if you want to show your ads when people search Google, whether on a desktop or laptop or on Google app on mobile devices, then you select search. But surely there is other ones, particularly this Performance Max. You can read more about it. So I won't cover that. I'll cover the search. And display is, there are thousands upon thousands of websites that partner with Google. And you can actually show your ads there too. Yeah. With display ads, you want to use that for remarketing purposes. As people interact on internet, by using display ads, you can really take advantage of remarketing. As in people who have interacted with your ads or your online profiles and you want to show ads through display advertising. From my experience, that works best for remarketing. And if you want to get the full power of Google search, as in show your ads when people search Google, then you want to select search, okay? But if you, let's say you've got videos or YouTube channel, then perhaps video type may be ideal. So let's stick with search. Here, use these conversion goals for campaign performance optimization. So you can create conversions and select a goal accordingly. Let's say I want to create a search campaign. I want people to contact me. I can select that because I've created conversion action. Or I can say, okay, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's put engagement. Okay, so that option is there. Where does this come from? This comes from your goals. You can create different conversions. So let's remove that because that's for blog posts. And let's press continue. And here let's select website visit. which website visit. What do you put there? You just put your website address, because that's the objective we've selected. For search campaign, I want to drive website traffic to my website. Okay, we can press on the question mark icon anytime when you see it to learn more about it. But let's say you were a local business, you want people to call you as well, then that option is there as well. Let's press continue. Let's try to keep this video session short. Let's say new 2025 August campaign. We can name it anything we want. Let's continue. Create a new campaign or start new, because I had a different one. As you can see, the latest user interface makes everything rather straightforward, right? What do you want to focus on? You can focus on clicks if you want. If you're beginning, perhaps you want to select that. And later on, you set up your conversions and say, okay, you know what? I want Google Ads to focus on my conversions. So let's now set clicks as our focus. We're telling Google Ads, you know what, Google Ads, for this campaign, according to my settings and my budget, focus on getting me the most clicks. Here you can set maximum cost per click bid limit. Ideally, you want Google Ads to work that out for you. But if you do your keyword research and look at the cost ideas, you may say, okay, you know what? I don't want to pay more than $10 per click, as an example. So you can do that setting here, okay? Here, the latest option for customer acquisition, you may say, okay, you know what? Bid for new customers only, or, you know, focus on retaining the customers. So if you're beginning, you can perhaps ideally select that and focus on new customers only. Because with Google Ads, within your menu options, you may add lists, you may integrate as in link Google Analytics if you want. And within that, you may have certain information. And if you were to link everything together, then Google Ads will perform better, as outlined in the previous video session, okay? So now let's just focus on clicks for this tutorial, and let's press next. And each time we want to go back, we can always press on the different settings on the left-hand side menu. So we've selected next for that. So if I'm here, I can select next. And here I am in campaign settings. Yeah, beginners make an honest mistake by selecting the recommended default settings. Google Search Partners Network. We don't want to select that because we want to focus on showing our ads for Google Searcher, searching Google box itself. So I've selected no to that. Google Display Network, that's the recommended option as well. Because we're a beginner, we don't want to select it either. We just want to focus on showing ads to the searcher. Location targeting is absolutely critical to get right. You can enter location, or you can advanced search it. You can include, let's say Australia, let's say Victoria as an example. Victoria, Australian state, include that. I'll show you New South Wales. I can exclude that if I want. So you can include, exclude through location targeting. So let's remove that, and let's say Australia, include that. Let's say New Zealand, we can do that as well. Or we can, let's say you're a local business, let's say Melbourne, nearby. So you can create campaign accordingly. As you can see, that's highly targeted location targeting, which is absolutely important for any Google Ads campaigns, okay? So in our example, I'm just going to leave it to Australia, include that. Now, even if you're a beginner, what I suggest to you to do is, if you're targeting certain countries, let's say you're offering global products for anywhere on planet Earth. If that is the case, perhaps you want to identify 5 most important countries and create different ads, different campaigns for each country, because that's going to be better in the long run. So for our example, let's say United Kingdom. United Kingdom as a country, we can include that as well. For this example, let's just say 3 of them. Let's say Canada as well. Include that as well. Let's save changes. As I've said, whether you're a local business or affiliate marketer or an e-commerce operator, you want to make sure you select the locations correctly. Then we have location option. A lot of people who begin to use ads, they actually make a mistake by selecting the recommended options. You don't want to do that. You want to, at the beginning, say, you know what, people in or regularly in your included locations, instead of people showing interest in these locations. But let's imagine you were creating ads for a motel business. Well, if that's the case, perhaps people in New Zealand may show interest in Australia, staying in Australia and so on. Then at that time, that may be of help to you. But default, you should select people in these locations that you select. Languages, we've got English, but you know what? You can show ads in different languages as well. Then we've got audience segments. Let's press on that. So I want to keep this video short, because in the previous video sessions, I've shown you how you're meant to create audiences. And if you're using Google Analytics, you can create audiences here as well and show your ads accordingly. Or you can select the different ones and segment your audiences. At the beginning, let's just leave that as clear all. You can always browse and show ads to those who are interested in your product or services. So as you can see, the power of pay-per-click advertising here. You can select observation, that is recommended, or you can say, no, I want to precisely target these people, showing who they are, detail, are they parents? You select that, because all of this is going to help you to show your ads precisely to your potential customers or clients. But at the beginning, you may say, you know what, Google Ads, just observe the results from my campaign, and then you can analyze it and then create perhaps better campaigns next. Let's press on more settings, because I've got more here to show you. For this, you want to let Google, change your ads, as in optimize the best performing ads. You can set start or end date. You know what? You say, okay, you know what? I want to create ads for 2 weeks. Let's just say, you know what? End it at this moment, as in this date. Scheduling, that is definitely gonna save you money. What you want is, because you've selected the target location correctly, you know when your ideal customers will be searching Google. It could be before they go to work. If it's parents you're targeting, perhaps they are at home, they can search any time during the day. Then you select the time or date ranges accordingly. This is definitely, you want to explore this. So instead of showing my ads, someone searching 2 in the morning, I want to show my ads to, let's say, local business owners during the day, between Monday to Friday, as an example. So you get the idea, right? So that option is there. For this particular tutorial, for this video tutorial, I'm just not gonna put that in there because you get the idea. But that setting is absolutely critical to explore. Campaign URL options, I won't cover this. You can learn more about tracking. If you're a beginner, perhaps you don't want to explore that because that could get complex. But it is basically a straightforward process because it gives you an example here. Final URL suffix is, let's say, tracking template. Okay, I don't want to confuse you. You cannot track it for if you're a beginner, right? Page feeds, you don't have any page feeds, you can add it in business data. And business data can be accessed through your admin settings. So now you understand these important campaign settings. Let's press next. Now the latest, the artificial intelligence tools Google is making available, whether it is Gemini, whether it is Notebook LM or others such as video creation, Google Ads also has this new option. As you can see, you can use AI Max, but then you want to change certain settings, particularly your conversions, because you can create conversions based on value over conversion. So you can select this because it tells you that it's going to help you to get better results. But to simplify this particular video session, I want to keep things simple. You can, let the AI do the hard work for you. And you definitely want to explore this. You can learn more about it, but I won't cover that. In fact, you definitely have to use the AI-powered performance in Google Ads. You can turn it on, let Google AI optimize. And here it says use a conversion or conversion value based bidding. Then you need to change the bidding, which was here. Let's say this, now I can say, okay, optimize that accordingly. But to keep this video session as simple as possible and show you the greatest possible settings that will save you money, I'm just going to leave the focus on clicks and not use the AI Max option. Let's turn that off. Now, the latest Google Ads gives you brand settings. You can learn more about it. You can add up to 20 brand lists. As you can see, you can associate your campaign and your keywords that you want to advertise with up to 20 brands. You can set up brand lists in your tools. Shared library brand list, that's brand inclusion. But you may say, you know what? I don't want my ads to be associated with certain brands, depending on your industry, okay? So that option is there. I'm just going to skip that. The final URL, when they click your ad, is required. Let's say final URL is this, but because I'm blocking Google AI using blocking rules, I'm having issues here. For you, you just simply provide the URL that you want people to land after they click your ad. But as I've said, let's imagine I want to promote courses. Then I should have a landing page specifically for Google Ads instead of just using my homepage. So I'm actually going to skip this. But here I can say, all right, I am a WordPress I'm a WordPress optimization specialist with you write something related to your product or service, because we're getting help with AI here. So I can skip that step and say, okay, you know what, my final URL is this. I don't want the suggestions. I can, close the AI business here and say, okay, because Google is aware of the website and the products that's offered or services, I can say, okay, enter product or service to advertise. Let's say web development as an example, then update the keywords. It will replace it. Here, these are the keywords, right? So you need to do your keyword research before you come to this level anyway. Website optimization. Okay, these are broad match terms. As you can see, for my example, these may not be the best option. SEO help, Google, okay, homepage optimization, I can remove certain keywords. SEO, this Google website, let's remove that. Let's remove that. I can say, okay, you know what? WordPress Specialist Australia. Add more keywords to more people. You can view which ones they are and apply them if you want. Or you can add them manually here. So add group setting for AI Max. I've turned that off because I don't want to show you that. I just want to show you what is important for you. As you can see, that's the final URL in this example, but surely yours will be different. You can advertise any URL and then set display path. Okay, and let's say services as an example. And let's say WordPress or SEO as an example. So we can include display path, and the add preview here, it shows us the display path, but people will still land on the final URL. Here, headlines. So the latest user interface, it gives you options, right? So see more ideas, because this is important. Now, at this moment, if you're using AI tools, you can actually use the AI tools as well. That will help you. So I haven't shown you that here, but let's say Gemini. Let's say I'm creating Google Ads campaign for WordPress optimization specialist in Australia. Show me the best headlines. So any AI tools, whether it's Gemini, whether the AI tool within Google Ads. So here I can say, okay, how about this? But Google Ads is showing me the best performing headlines here too, so I can grab them and make the headlines better. So I can add that too. Let's say for this, let's grab that. SEO Google website, that doesn't make sense. I don't want to really use that, even if Google suggests it for me. So you need to be very thoughtful when you're creating headlines, because that's going to change when people look at your ads. As in different ones, Google will rotate them accordingly. So you want to always populate as much detail here as possible. As you can see, I went overboard because the max is 30 character space. That's it. Let's keep it short. You get the idea, right? So, description, create short description. Because I don't want to keep typing things here. But with description, what you want is think of people who are landing on your landing page that you're advertising. Because within the description, you don't just want to say, oh, this is the service, this is the product. You need to have some call to actions there. As in, what is the objective that you want? And within the description, describe your products and services, but try to include enticing words so that people can click your ads. Okay, let's grab this one, put that in there. I've got 90 character space, so AI tools may be ideal. Okay, we need to be very careful when we're putting any text in headlines or description. We don't want to use certain, sales gimmicky type of words saying the best, guaranteed, or certain branded words, or else it is against Google Ads policies. What can I do? Let's say full. Let's say book now. If I was operating an e-commerce, perhaps squash purchase, and so on. So call to actions within the description is also smart. We can add images, whether it is you upload them or whether they come from your asset library, whether they come from free stock images. You definitely want to include some images. For this tutorial, let's just select this one. Let's save changes. There is image guidelines that we need to follow, so keep that in mind. Business name, currently, because we have verified our Google Ads, as shown in the previous video session, by laws governing advertisement on internet, we need to have an approved name, so keep that in mind. Because I operate my own business in Australia, I can use my name for ads. Business logo, so, alright, I've added this image, but that wouldn't be smart for images, right? For you it would be different. Business logo, I can use that. They come from our business assets. Site links, I've shown you in the previous video sessions. These are very important, whether it is the callouts that you create. Sportive, qualified web developer, free SEO course available. Let's apply them as callouts. Site links. I've got account level site links. These are important links. I want to use them. We've got more asset types you may want to explore. Add URL option. We can use tracking templates. So let's keep the video short. We can preview ads. On mobile, they're going to look like this. Okay. Ad strength is actually poor at this level because we need to add more details here, right? There's more headlines, more descriptions. We can preview the ads like so. So different ads will look like this. You definitely want to explore this to see how your ads will look on a mobile or desktop search results. Let's come out of that. Let's press next. This is the recommended daily budget, and it's gonna show me how many clicks I'm gonna get and all that stuff. But I can say, you know what? No, I don't want to spend $50 per day. I want to, let's say, spend $30 a day. I may get less clicks. That's okay. Weekly, it's gonna cost me this. Because my payments are manual, I can precisely control how much I'm spending. So let's press next. Surely, at this level, because I'm going back and forth and I've got many Google products open, it's saying, you know what, confirm your identity. That's no problem, I can do that. So basically, the moment I press publish campaign, these keywords with these settings for the website that I'm advertising, it's gonna go ahead and start driving website traffic. So I've shown you very critical settings. If you're a beginner, these are the important settings that you need to consider. What I suggest to you is, let's say you want to spend $200 for a particular campaign. Then set your budget accordingly and run the ad for a week or two and then see the results that you're getting. Because at the beginning there is a lot of different settings that Google Ads offers you, such as conversion tracking, such as audiences, remarketing. There's a lot of stuff. It's going to take a bit of time for you to master how to take advantage of Google Ads, because you want to spend less, but you want to get more results. Regardless of your objectives, Google Ads is extremely powerful because it's Google. Right? They are in every pocket on planet Earth. They cover every imaginable things, local businesses, Google Maps, videos through YouTube. So it gives you power to reach almost anyone on planet Earth. Not anyone, but your ideal audience. And what you want is, you want to precisely select the settings instead of just relying on the recommended settings at the beginning. Because recommended settings may, cost a little bit more, and recommended settings may not get the results that you want. That's why you want to set the settings as I've shown to you. And once again, if you haven't watched the previous video session, you can find that on Rankia YouTube channel. If you've got any questions or comments, use the video commenting section. I'll be creating more Google Ads related tutorials. One way or another, experiment with it, even if you spend $100 or $1,000 depending on your budget. Google Ads can be used for almost any budget. And I thank you for learning with Rankia, and I'll talk with you in the next video session.